Welcome to my channel. My name is Emma Pigeon and I am so glad you're here. For those of you that didn't know, Pigeon is my real last name. I actually get frequent questions in person and even on YouTube if that is just for yoga or if that's real biological name. Yes, that is my real name. It just turned out to be perfect. So I am glad you're here and hope that could clear up any sort of confusion. Let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be a warrior flow. So we're going to do a lot of warrior 1, 2, 3, crescent warrior. I know some people call crescent warrior crescent A or crescent lunge, same difference. For the purpose of today's video, we're calling it crescent warrior. So it's going to be kind of a strong flow. That's why we're keeping it a little bit quicker. You can add this into your routine whenever you only have a small period of time, but still want to get something strong and fluid going. Let's go ahead and get started in a child's pose. On the back of your mat, big toes touch, knees out wide. Rest your forehead on the mat. If you want more support on your lower back, bring your knees together. You'll feel a little bit more support or rounding through your lumbar spine. Either way is great. Wherever you feel better. Take a moment, check in with yourself. Anything that has or has not happened yet today, kind of leave that off the edges of your mat. For the next half hour or so, it's just you, your breath, your movements. You can always pick back up where you left off, or choose to leave those things on your mat and not take them with you into the rest of your day. Let's take a deep breath in and sigh it out the mouth. Another one just like that. Deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, sigh. And one more. Let's walk the hands over to the left first today. Feeling a nice stretch through the entire right side of the body. Maybe your left hand walks down by your knee. You can even press that left hand down like a gentle twist over the left thigh. Drop the right armpit, right shoulder a little bit. And then walk your hands all the way over to the right side. Same thing. Sink your left hip back towards your left heel. Enjoy the stretch in the left side. Gentle twist over that right thigh. Walk your hands back through center. Let's take some extended cat-cows. So I'll have you kind of spinal roll yourself all the way forward into kind of a lazy cobra pose. Bring your feet about mat's distance, maybe hips distance. You can kind of wiggle into this stretch. And then as you exhale, you'll tuck your tailbone, scoop your seat back towards your heels and round your back. Inhale, roll yourself all the way forward. Send your hip points towards your wrists, sternum forward, maybe gaze up. Kind of think cow pose. And then as you exhale, rounding your back, tailbone towards your heels. A few more just like that. Inhale, roll yourself all the way forward, hips towards your wrists, look up. And exhale, sink it all the way back. Let's say 2 more. Last one. Seat back towards your heels. Bring your forearms to the mat. Lift your hips a little bit so you can tuck your toes. Little stretch through the bottoms of the feet. Your forehead still down. You're gonna keep those toes tucked. On your next inhale, and the spinal roll yourself all the way forward into a high plank. So your knees will lift up off the mat, look down between your thumbs, and then bend your knees, arch your back a little bit, coming into kind of a bear pose. Hips are high, knees are bent, heels off the mat, and then inhale, roll yourself forward into a plank. So kind of that similar movement we were doing in our extended cat-cows. You'll bend your knees, belly towards your thighs, hips up high, gaze back, and spinal roll yourself forward, shoulders over your wrists. Bend the knees through bear pose, hips high, and then roll it forward. Let's take a few more. Follow your intuitive movement, intuitive breath. Then press back to that bear pose and hold. Hips high, heels high. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet, back of the mat. From here, widen your stance a bit. Clasp your hands behind your head. Cradle your skull. Add a little pressure on the cervical spine to help release. And then just sway side to side. Gently release your hands to the mat. Take an inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, grab your ankles. Keep that grip on your ankles, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up to stand. Your arms can reach forward or up to the sides. Bring your right hand to the outside of your right thigh, side stretch. Left arm up and over. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, left hand on your left thigh. Send your hips a little to the right. Inhale, back through center. Let's turn the toes out, heels in. Drop your seat down to a yogi squat. Option to put a block underneath your seat. Hands can be at your heart center, or you can walk your hands forward a bit. Little tuck of your chin. Feel the back of your neck lengthen. Drop your tailbone down. Then let's bring those hands down to the mat. Lift the hips up. Bring your feet hips distance. Point your toes forward. Walk yourself all the way out to a plank. And then hug your right knee in towards your nose. Squeeze your lower belly. Lengthen your arms. Take a step or two until your right foot meets your right thumb. Come into your runner's lunge. Think of arching your back a little bit. Sternum forward, shoulders back. And then drop your left knee. Reach both arms up, low lunge. Exhale, nice and simple. Plant your hands to the mat. Tuck your left toes. Step your left foot up to meet your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Look up at your hands. And then follow your hands to heart center and down by your side. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your right foot back. Arch your back a little bit. Sternum forward, shoulders back. And then drop your right knee. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, both hands down. Tuck your right toes. Step your left foot back to a plank. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet, back of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folds. Inhale, rise, come all the way up to stand. Look up at your hands. Exhale, hands to your heart and to your side. Inhale again, arms up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees if you need. Inhale, halfway. Walk out to a plank and then hug your left knee into your chest. Squeeze, lengthen your arms. Step your left foot to the left thumb. This time drop your right knee. Inhale, both arms up. And exhale, half split, straighten left leg. Tuck your right toes. Step your right foot to meet your left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. All the way up to stand, both arms up. Hands heart and to your side. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, leading with the left foot. Step your left foot back, drop your left knee, and reach both arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Straighten your right leg, half split. Rebend your right knee, palm the mat. Step your right foot back to meet your left, high plank. This time we'll take it knees up or down, chaturanga. Hug your arms into your body. Squeeze your triceps. Inhale, sternum forward. Roll the shoulders down the spine. And then downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Let's start to incorporate some warrior poses here. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Keep your hips square, toes flexed. Exhale, take a step towards your right thumb. Spin your left heel down, rise up to a warrior one. Reach both arms. Bring your hands to your heart center. Look in front of your mat. Start to shift the weight into your right leg. We'll come up to a warrior three. Lift your left leg up behind you, flex your foot. Gentle tuck of your chin. And then take a big step back, land in a warrior two. Line your right heel up with your left arch, melt your shoulders down your spine. Inhale, reverse warrior, right arm up and back. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Take it through a vinyasa or skip it. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back, flex your foot. Exhale, take a step towards your left thumb. Spin your right heel down, rise up to a warrior one. Square your shoulders forward, take an inhale. Bring both hands to your heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Shift your weight into your left leg and lift up to a warrior three. Tuck your chin, lift your right heel. Think of the outer right hip dropping. Start to bend your left knee and take a generous step back. Land in a warrior two. Shoulders over hips, knees away from each other. Gaze over your left fingers and then inhale, breath, reverse warrior. On your exhale, bring both hands down to the mat. Step your left foot to meet your right, chaturanga, knees up or down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Steady breath in and out through your nose. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, take a step to your right thumb. Spin your left heel down, rise up, warrior one. Bring your hands to your heart center. Shift your weight forward to warrior three. Pick your left leg up behind you, looking down. Take a generous step back to a warrior two. Inhale, breath, reverse warrior. On your exhale breath, you'll bring the left hand down inside the right foot. Spin high on your left toes and reach your right arm to the sky, twist. Reach the right arm back alongside your thigh, and then both arms come up for crescent warrior. Take an inhale. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Step your right foot back, Vinyasa. Meet downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step towards your left thumb. Spin your right heel down, rise up, warrior one. Bring your hands to your heart center and shift your weight forward, warrior three, balancing. If you'd like a little bend in the standing knee, that's great. Take a big step back, open up to a warrior two. You can always adjust your feet. Flip your left palm, reverse warrior, inhale. And then bring your right hand down inside your left foot. Spin onto your right toes and send your left arm up to the sky. Twist. Reach your left arm back alongside your thigh. And then both arms up, crescent warrior. Take an inhale. And exhale, hands to the mat. Step your left foot back, Vinyasa. To downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, step to your right thumb. Spin your left heel down, warrior one, both arms up. Bind your hands behind your back. Inhale, curl your chest open. Exhale, drop down for humble warrior. Bump your hips a little bit to the left. Relax the back of your neck and look at your left heel. Squeeze your thighs. Release your bind. Bring your hands to heart center. Start to shift the weight into your right leg, coming up to your warrior three. Flex your left foot. And then take a big step back, warrior two. Line your right heel up with your left arch. Gaze over your right fingers. Next, inhale, breath, reverse warrior. Exhale, breath. Bring your left hand down inside your foot for your twist. Reach your right arm up. Bring both arms up, high lunge, crescent warrior. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, Vinyasa. All right, inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, take a step to your left thumb. Spin your right heel down, warrior one, both arms up. Keep the bend in your left knee as you bind your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift your sternum, gaze up. Exhale, drop inside your left thigh, humble warrior. Head relaxed, jaw relaxed. Draw both hands to heart center, releasing that bind. Shift your weight into your left leg, warrior three. Outer right hip dropping. Then take a big step back, warrior two. Gaze over left fingers and inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, right hand down, high on your right toes, twist. Inhale, reach both arms up, crescent warrior. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your left foot back in Vinyasa. We'll take one more variation of this. Meet in a down dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, take a step to your right thumb. Spin your left heel down, warrior one. Bind your hands behind your back. Inhale, curl your chest open. Exhale, drop inside, humble warrior. Now, keeping the bind, it'll shift into a bound warrior three. So start to lift your left leg up behind you. Flex your left foot. Warrior three with the hands bound behind your back. If this is too much, you're welcome to bring your hands to heart center for three. Two. Release to your warrior two. Arms out wide. Settle into your hips. Flip your right palm reverse. And then on your exhale, twist. Left hand down, right arm to the sky. Inhale, reach both arms up, crescent warrior. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right foot back, chaturanga. Take your inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. And doing that on the left side, inhale your left leg up and back. Exhale, step up to your left thumb. Spin your right heel down, warrior one. Bind hands behind your back. Inhale, lift your sternum, look up. Exhale, humble warrior. Keeping this grip for bound warrior three. Lift your chest a little bit. Start to shift your weight into your left leg. Pick your right leg up behind you. Again, little tuck of the chin, lift your right heel. Start to take a big step back, releasing the arms to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, right hand down, inside the foot, left arm to the sky, twist. Both arms come up, high lunge, crescent warrior, big inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, step yourself back, Vinyasa. To downward facing dog. Nice work, you guys. Hoping that you built some heat while we did that. Let's go ahead and walk the hands all the way back to the feet. Feet are hips distance. Peace sign fingers to your big toes. Thumbs cap your big toe. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold. Elbows out to the side, shoulders away from ears. Squeeze your thigh muscles. 5 breaths. Lift your tailbone, sink the crown of your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Slide your hands under your feet. Toes towards your wrist crease. Inhale, find length. And exhale, fold in half. Knees can be bent as much as you need. Try to rest your belly on your thighs. Tip your weight forward like your toes are hugging your wrist crease. One more breath. Inhale, release that. Walk yourself all the way out to a plank position. And slide your right knee behind your right wrist for pigeon pose. Left leg goes back. Start to come down onto your forearms. You can always put a block or a bolster underneath your right hip, right glute, or underneath your chest. And then if you want to even out the weight in the hips, walk your hands a little bit to the left. Come as far down as it feels good. It should feel kind of like a deep tissue massage. Like it's a little bit painful while you're doing it, but it feels really, really nice at the same time, or at least you know it'll feel really nice afterwards, and you know it's good for you. Soften the shoulders. Release some contraction in your abdomen. One more breath here. Slowly walk your hands under your shoulders. Roll onto your right hip. Swing your left leg around so the bottom of the right foot meets the left inner thigh. Inhale, reach both arms up. And then exhale, fold over your left leg. You don't need to grab the foot. You could grab the shin or the ankle. You can always bend the left knee a bit if you need. You're dropping your right armpit just a bit. Inhale, bring yourself up. Bring the bottom of your left foot to meet the bottom of your right. Catch your feet or your ankles. Baddha Konasana, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Use your elbows to press your knees down. Think of pressing the outside edges of the feet towards each other. Sternum forward, shoulders back. And try to lengthen or draw the waistline in a little bit. Or just imagine doing that. It's cool what the power of imagination in your yoga practice does. Even though your sternum might not physically move forward, you can kind of energetically feel it go forward, and the inner shoulders down the spine. And then slowly sit yourself back up. Straighten your right leg so the bottom of the left foot meets your right inner thigh. Inhale, both arms up. Align your torso over your right leg and fold. Again, you don't need to catch the foot. Drop your left shoulder, left armpit a little bit. You should feel a nice stretch through the lower back on the left side. One more breath. Slowly release yourself. Now, kind of the opposite of what we did before, you swung your left leg around from pigeon. You're gonna swing your right leg back behind you and then wiggle yourself into pigeon pose on the left side. So we basically just did a whole circle of the same poses. So you're in pigeon pose on the left side. When you're ready, if you wanna put your block or bolster under your left hip, feel free, come down to forearms or palms, maybe walking the hands or forearms a little over to the right side to find a little bit more evenness through the hips. Few more breaths. Slowly start to walk your hands back towards you. This time you'll roll onto your left hip, open yourself up towards the right side of your mat, extend both legs and flex your feet. Try to keep your back flat. Imagine you have yoga straps pulling your toes back towards you, or if you do actually have yoga straps, you could do that. And then you're gonna sit up as tall as you can and then start to hinge yourself forward. If your feet start to flop in, just come back out. Think of squeezing the glute muscles towards each other. Again, drawing the waistline in and maybe coming forward onto forearms or palms. And then keep the toes pulling back. One more breath. Slowly walk your hands back towards you. Swing your left leg to meet your right, so you're facing the back of your mat. And then come all the way down onto your back, facing the back of your mat. Beautiful work, you guys. Walk your heels closer to your seats. Toes point forward. Arms by your side. If you'd like a block for supported bridge or regular bridge pose, lift your hips up. Avoid just going for hip height. So it's not really about how high you can get your hips. I still want a little tuck of your pelvis. So think of the tailbone going towards the back of your knees, your inner thighs kind of spiraling towards each other and down, if that makes sense. So instead of just arching and kind of letting the ribs flare up, it's a little tuck, like the hip points pull towards the ribs, ribs towards the hips, just a bit. And slowly release that. Hug your knees into your chest and add a little rock side to side. Keep those knees together. Bring your arms either out wide like a T or cactus shape, just depending on your space. Drop both knees over to the left and gaze to the right. Allow your inner thighs to soften. Not much more contraction or effort. Slowly draw those knees back through center. Then we'll take both knees over to the right, gaze left. Palms soften, jaw soften. Allow your body to feel heavy. Bring your knees back through center. Give yourself a squeeze. And then extend your legs. Sprawl your arms. Or any other final resting pose that feels good. Little tuck of your chin. Allow your lips to part. Natural breathing resume. I encourage you to at least notice and observe 5 full rounds of breath here. If and when you're ready to make your way back to reality, bring a little wiggle to fingers, toes, and eventually taking a big stretch, reawakening those larger muscle groups that you worked so nice for these last 30 minutes. Hug your knees into your chest and roll to one side, fetal pose. Take a moment of appreciation for the effort that you put in to your mat. And remembering when you stepped on your mat those 30 minutes ago, you let anything from your day aside. Now you can choose to pick anything up that might serve you for the remainder of your day, or you can choose to leave that on your mat. Making a conscious choice. We'll make our way up to a comfortable seat. Bringing your hands to your heart center and honoring whatever it is that you let go of or reframed. Maybe you're picking something back up in a different mindset. Drop your chin towards your chest. Let's take a breath in. Exhale. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide. It's my honor and my pleasure. Namaste. Thank you truly for allowing me to be your guide through this quick and not easy, really, warrior flow. We did a lot in a short span of time. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and let me know what you want to see more of in the comments. I always read those and try to incorporate things in. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you on your mat next time.